What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little while, but my phone that I use to record my videos, the battery went out of it a while back, and I've just recently got a new one in, and I thought I'd bring an update to my salad deck that I've been taking to locals here and there, and I've been, still seeing success with it, but I have slightly changed it. It's slightly adapted, so I'll just go ahead and go through it. Most of it's pretty much the same. I've just made some slight changes here and there, and I just thought I'd share my changes that I've made. Alright, so starting us off, we are still playing the one Gazelle and the one Falco. This will probably stay the same for me for a while. I've already explained it a lot of times, so I'm not really going to do too much explaining here. 2 Ovs, 2 Jack Jaguar, 2 Foxy, and 2 Spinny. I think I'm gonna finally move up to a 3rd Spinny. I'm gonna keep Foxy at 2 because Foxy's perfectly fine at 2, but I am probably gonna bump up to a 3rd Spinny here soon. But yeah, that is pretty much the extent of our Salamangreat monsters. Moving on, we have the 3 Flame Buffalo. Again, I like this over Lady Debug, which is why I only play this really. So there's that. Chain blocking and getting to draw 2 cards just feels really good. We're still on the Parallel Exceed package. I love this package. It's an extender. It can, chain with other cards and stuff, and it makes a lot of rank 4 plays available, and a lot of link climbing available to this deck. So, hand traps, they're pretty much exactly the same. Well, they are pretty much exactly the same now to think about it. Being the 3 Ash, the 3 Valor, and the 3 Bell. I'm still on Bell because, Trappergate is still one of the most popular decks, and this card just pretty much says your Revolt is a no-no, which I like. Ash, it's just good in all scenarios, and Valor, it's a monster negate. Really and truly, the only one that I would think about maybe moving around is maybe the Valor. I still like Bell a lot. Bell's still really good, surprisingly. So, there's that. Next is our spells, our 1 Sanctuary and our 1 Circle. If we could play more Circle, we would. Any more of 1 Sanctuary is kind of a brick. Next is our 2 Will. I've seen a lot of people bumping this up to 3. I don't really like that. I do think it is good, yeah, for playing after Nibiru, or anything like that, or just extending, but it almost feels like a brick sometimes whenever you're going first and stuff, and I just don't really like that. It is good for the longer games and, playing after you get nibbed or something, but other than that, it's not that great. Moving on, our main search engine being the triple signet mining. Until we get like Circle or Gazelle back to any more, we'll probably be just playing this, even after maybe Circle coming to 2 or Gazelle coming to 2, we'd probably still stick to this because it makes Gazelle alive and you can search other Cyberse monsters with it, so there's that. Next is, we're still on the 2 Desires. I probably will bump this up to 3. I've been on 2 for a while now. Main reason behind being on 2 is I'm not really ever looking to activate a 3rd, like ever. Usually whenever I activate 1, that's just about the only one I activate every time. I've never been in the situation to where I've activated a 2nd Desires. That and I just don't really like Desires all that much. It is a good card in the deck and it is a good card all around, but I'm just not, the biggest fan of it. I know I say that pretty much every time I talk about this card, but that's just my thought process on it. We also have the final spell being the Monster Reborn. I've said this in all my deck profiles and I'll say it now. Monster Reborn can be taken out for pretty much anything. I just really like Monster Reborn because unlike Will, you don't have to target a Salamangreat monster, which can come up a lot more than you would think. So, moving on is our traps. We play... Oh, whoopsie. I have dropped some stuff. I'll pick it back up. Here we are. We have the 2 Roar and the 1 Rage. Something different, right? I've been on 2 Roar, 2 Rage for a while now. You didn't see that coming now, did you? If you did, shut up. Alright, anyways, so the whole thought process behind the 1 Rage is I've never, how do I say this? I haven't been put in the situation or seen a situation come up to where a second rage was valid, is what I should say. Usually you could use your rage and then you could just get it back, using the Sunlight Wolf, so it's not that big of a deal. It does kind of suck because now if I do banish rage, I do know now that I don't have another one, which does kind of suck, but I do like the 1 rage and the 2 roar. I just think roar is better than rage, which is why I play 2 roar over 2 rage. But yeah, this feels really nice actually. So something different in the main deck, Next is we are maining the Imperial Order. This card is just kind of sacky, I would say. You can win a lot of games just straight up activating Order. Like a lot of decks, or like there's decks out there that are just like you activate Order and they can't do anything because like their hand is mainly spells or something, and you just completely OTK them the next turn or something, which is really nice. So, and it doesn't cause as many problems as you would think in this deck. Because usually whenever you're activating Order, you've already used all the spells you're going to use. You're pretty much past that point, and you've pretty much got a really simple Floodgate that's also really, really good. I finally traded out the strikes for the triple impermanence, another different card in the deck. We play the 3 impermanence over the strikes because just negating a monster's effect feels really, really good this format. And there was a lot of times where I was activating strike beforehand and they just keep playing, like you negate the activation and the summon, but it didn't really help all that much, while imperm can shut off a column and also be a hand trap, which is phenomenal. So I mean, you get a hand trap and a trap, and it shuts down monster effects, and columns, like a spell and trap zone, which is super huge. I shouldn't say columns, I should say spell and trap zone. Moving on to the extra deck, it is, I believe, exactly the same. So we're just gonna run through it real fast. The 3 the 3 Balinks, the 3 Sunlight Wolf, and the 2 Heat Leo. What can I say besides it's just standard stuff here? That's really standard. We still play the Access Code OTK engine, which I am so glad that Access Code Talker got a reprint actually, because that allows so many more people to this card, and this card is just so good, and I'm so happy that a lot more people can get their hands on it now. So like a lot of other Salad players where this would be the card that would make or break the deck for them, like they would be like, I can't buy this card, so I'm not going to build the deck. Now you can easily get your hand on it. Well, it is still pretty pricey, but it's a lot less, So like it's a lot easier to get your hands on now, and the gold rare doesn't look too bad either. So, I mean, hey. But now with this being available to everyone, I feel a lot more comfortable showing this OTK package, and it just gives a lot of other decks more OTK, which is always good. We are still on the Appaloosa. I do kind of sort of want to cut this card for something else, but I haven't really found that something else that I want to cut it for just yet. This card just mainly comes up in the grind matches. There have been times where I made this like on my turn 1 board with like 2 sets and maybe a hand trap. Like it's good. Like if you make it on your turn 1, it's insane because it's just another thing to negate some monster effects, which is huge. But again, I am probably going to think about cutting it for something else. I just haven't really found anything else. Still the 1 Mirage. I mean, it's limited. Even if it wasn't limited, we'd still only play 1. The 1 Dweller. This card's still pretty good. I like it a lot. It still comes up in a lot of matchups, especially with a lot of other decks running around now. The number 60 Daguerreus, you could argue and swap this out for a Baguska, but I like Daguerreus, so that's my main reason of running Daguerreus. But yeah, as for the side, it has changed slightly as well, not too much either, so I will go ahead and show it. We are still on the Lancias in the side. Tri-Brigade comes up with this, Phantom Knights, a few other decks here and there. This card comes up, so I still really like it. 2 Nibiru. I do plan on getting a 3rd one of these because I do feel like Nibiru is really good in this format. That is probably the biggest issue with Salad, right? Like with Nibiru being so popular right now, this card becomes a problem for Salad players, but we adapt, we adapt, we learn to play around it, so. As for something new to the deck, I decided to put Ghost Ogres into the side for the Flunderies matchup and a few other matchups. This card is kind of good. I've been testing it in the side a little bit. and the few times that I've used it, it's been pretty good. I will say that much. It's not like terrible, but there are probably better cards out there right now. But I do kind of like the ogres. It is nice to see them again. I haven't I haven't pulled my ogres out of the binder in quite some time, so it's nice to see them in a deck again. Still on the Pankatops again. If you know you're going second, this is a really easy side in and just a really solid card all around. We're still on a bunch of back row hate, being the 3 Twin Twister and the 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. So yeah. Oh no, I dropped stuff again. I am just dropping stuff like crazy. Alright, and now for these last 3 cards on the side, I just can't decide what to put at 3. So we have Dark Ruler No More, Dimensional Barrier, and Ice Dragon's Prison. Now I can't decide which one of these I should play at 3, but I will say this much: Ice Dragon's Prison isn't as like solid as I thought it was going to be, so this one could definitely come out easily. But between these two, like, I really like both, but I feel like Dimensional Barrier is just so much more situational than Dark Ruler No More. Like, D-Barrier comes up against like Heroes, Invoked, what's the deck? Sword Soul, you know, stuff like that. And Dark Ruler No More just completely shuts down like any big board made. Like, you know, like you play this and then you just break their board and then you set up your negates and stuff, which is huge. But yeah, like I said, Ice Dragon Prison not as good as I thought it'd be. So you could easily take this out to put either one of these to 2, and then there's other cards you could take out. But I can't decide between these two. Maybe you guys down in the comments can help me. I just can't. I can't fathom. It's so hard to pick between these two, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, yeah. But that pretty much cuts it. That pretty much ends it for the Salamangreat deck that I have playing right now, and that I have built. If you guys do like this deck profile, let me know. If you have any suggestions for the, like, if I should play Dark Ruler at 3 rather than Dimensional Barrier, let me know, because like I'm really having a real hard time figuring that out. But, you know. Anyways, I hope you guys liked the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.